You know that gut punch moment in a show you didn't see coming? The moment where you literally pause, sit back, and mutter to yourself, "No. No way. They actually did that?" Yeah. That's exactly what happened in the Code of Silence season finale. When Alison Brooks, played brilliantly by Rose Ayling-Ellis, was forced to make a choice. And not just any choice. The kind that breaks your heart either way. The kind that leaves you restless, pacing, with your mind screaming, why didn't she just go? Here's the thing. Alison isn't your classic TV hero. She's not a hardened cop or a slick undercover agent in leather. She's a deaf canteen worker. A lip reader who stumbled, by sheer courage and instinct, into something way bigger than herself. And maybe that's exactly why this finale hurts so much, because watching her torn apart felt real. It felt like watching someone you know. Someone you love. Someone who deserves to run off into that fairy tale. But instead slams the door, takes a deep breath, and chooses reality. I've got to tell you, this isn't just another British crime drama. It's not another slow burn of detectives chasing shadows. Or another formula where the cops are the only ones in control. Instead, we get everything through Alison's eyes. And that changes everything. Every beat of tension, every glance. Every word she reads from lips that shouldn't be spoken. It's her story, not theirs. And when that story becomes tangled up in Liam Barlow, a suspect with messy charm and dangerous edges, you already know we're heading toward a collision course. But what nobody saw coming was just how deep it would cut. Because Liam wasn't just a shadowy bad boy. Wasn't just some cliché criminal written for atmosphere. He became real. He became human. And against all logic, against every red flag waving in her face, Alison fell for him. And we fell with her. Admit it, you rooted for them too. You wanted her to throw away the caution, to take his hand, and escape. Then comes the finale. And wow! That scene. Liam standing there, asking her. Pleading. Run away with me. Let's burn it all down. Let's live free, far from the lies, far from the cages. For a split second, you're leaning forward, whispering, say yes. Please, for once, let her say yes. But she doesn't. She stays. She turns away from the fantasy, looks the dream straight in the eye, and says no. And that single choice cracks something inside the viewers. Because in that moment, Alison's world, the one that gave her purpose, the one that gave her heart, splits in two. Hope versus truth, freedom versus survival, love versus self. You know what really stings? Rose Ayling-Ellis herself admitted she gets it. She agreed with fans. She said, yeah, you probably would want to run away with him. But sometimes, you have to be realistic. And those words hit like a knife, don't they? Because you know she's right. We all know it. But damn, it doesn't make it easier to swallow. Let me break it down for you. There are 3 reasons, 3 brutal, undeniable reasons why Alison's choice was the only one she could make. First, running off with Liam isn't just romance, it's a death sentence. It's the kind of decision that slams every door she fought to open. Every ounce of respect she earned, shut in her face. Second, she's finally proven herself. For the first time, people can't just dismiss her, can't overlook her because she's deaf. She earned her way here, and leaving means throwing all that away. Third, Liam, as much as we want to believe he's redeemed, lives in shadows. And shadows have a way of swallowing people whole. But here's the tragic twist, the story still leaves that flame alive. Because let's be real, you felt it, I felt it. The chemistry between Alison and Liam? It's not surface. It's fire waiting to either burn them alive or light up everything around them. And even when she walked away, even when he pled guilty in that courtroom, you saw it. The tiny thread still tying them together. The way his sign language, his BSL, had improved so much in just months. He was still trying. Still reaching for her. And maybe, just maybe, Alison saw it too. That's the part that haunts me. Because this isn't one of those cliché endings where the chapter slams shut and that's it. No. This finale is really a doorway. A wrenching, heartbreaking doorway that says, Season 2 is coming, and the story isn't done. And doesn't that make you ache, knowing that even though Alison made the right, rational choice, the safe choice, the heart doesn't care about safe? The heart only cares about truth. And her truth? It's Liam. And that's the brilliance of Code of Silence. It's not about the heist. It's not about the big twist reveal or some clever detective monologue. It's about the silence between words. The silence that roars louder than any soundtrack. The silence that Alison lives in, where every choice, every risk, every heartbreak is felt in full. No filters. No easy exits. You ever been there? Standing in front of two doors. Both of them leading somewhere you can't fully see. And knowing whichever one you pick you're gonna lose something? That's the most human moment there is. That's exactly why Alison's story cuts so deep. Because even though it's fiction, it reflects something raw about all of us. We all know what it feels like to choose against what we want. Because it's the only way to survive. But here's the cliffhanger thought that won't let me go. The writers left us breadcrumbs. Liam's not the villain we thought he was. He was more of a vigilante, fighting a broken system in his own reckless way. That matters. That changes things. Because when Alison looks at him next time, will she see danger? Or someone who mirrors her own fight to be heard in a world that silences them? Season 2 isn't just gonna ask what Alison does next with her career. It's gonna punch us all in the chest with one question: can she forgive herself for choosing reality over love? And more importantly, can she forgive Liam for tempting her with the impossible? Now let me tell you what I think they're not done. That courtroom look, the continued improvement in his signing. The fire that never really died, it all screams unfinished business. The door is cracked, my friends. And the writers know exactly what they're doing. So where does that leave us? With Alison's future wide open. No more hiding in dodgy undercover work, no more proving herself for scraps of recognition. She's got the skills, the drive. The power to become the forensic lip reader she was always meant to be. She's finally stepping into the light. But stepping into the light doesn't erase shadows. And Liam Barlow? Yeah, he's a shadow she can't escape. And this, right here, is why Code of Silence hits different. It's not about perfect heroes or hopeless bad guys. It's about people making impossible choices in an imperfect world. It's about love that shouldn't exist, but does anyway. And just like in our own lives, it's about knowing that sometimes being strong doesn't mean you win. Sometimes being strong means you choose loss. You choose the harder road. But you walk it anyway. So let me throw it back at you. If you were Alison, standing in front of Liam, with that look on his face, his hand signing words of escape and promise, would you stay? Or would you run? And before you answer, think about your own life. Think about the times you wanted to leap but held yourself back. The times you told yourself the fairy tale wasn't real. The times you said, I can't. That's Alison. That's you. That's us. And hey, if this hit you in the gut the way it hit me, don't just scroll away. Stick with me here. Drop your thoughts in the comments, because I want to know what you have done in Alison's shoes. Hit that like button if Code of Silence wrecked you too, because I promise. Season 2 is gonna test us all over again. And if you're new here, subscribe, because we're not just watching this show, we're living it. Dissecting it, surviving it together. This isn't just my channel. It's our space. A place where stories meet real life. A place where silence speaks. And trust me, you'll want to be here when those doors finally open in season 2. So, Alison stayed. Alison chose reality. But deep down, in that broken, fragile, beating heart of hers, I don't think the story's over. And I don't think ours is either. Because some choices don't end things. They only begin them.